Yo, what is up guys, it's Jack here, and we are back in Skyrim with 3 more mods for you guys today. These are immersion mods. They add a level to the game that isn't there before. Sort of similar to the last week, it's going to be a slightly longer video, but I'll be going back to the shorter format next week with some more jokey mods that add a layer of fun to the game. But for now, we have Frostfall, Camping, and Open Cities. These work really, really well together. Camping and Frostfall actually have to be together for them to work. You have to have Camping installed for Frostfall to work properly. They just add a layer to the game that wasn't there before. It adds crafting, it adds things like frostbite, it will add hot and cold. You have to be wearing the right kind of clothes in the right kind of climates, resource gathering, and all that sort of thing. It adds extra skills to the game, and I'm just going to try my best in not too long a time, I don't want to bore you, just to sort of go through and explain to you how these mods add a layer to the game, how to activate the mods, and what sort of extra things that you can do with them. I found that this adds an extra layer of challenge to the game. So if you're finding the game too easy, you're a bit of a badass, and nothing's really killing you, they work great. I'm just going to show you here how to start the campfire mod. You're going to get a couple of shouts. Now when you get a couple of shouts, you're going to get resourcefulness and instincts. Instincts will be your hunting shout, and resourcefulness will be the one that you use to craft, build your campfires, and so forth. They're going to need to use the shout button to activate the various different menus and so forth. Instincts is just amplifies the sounds of animals, so you'll hear wood cracking and different animal noises, and then you can sort of hunt around and track. You see here I've got a crafting menu, it's pretty good. It's just some basic things, it's nothing too fancy. You're not going to get any Daedric armor in here, you're just going to get these sort of normal fur armor. As I said, if you're a hunter and you're out in the wilderness, well, you're not going to be able to craft Daedric armor. It's quite realistic, well, it tries to be as realistic as you can be with this game. And you can see here, so you can harvest wood, but you need to be near trees. And as I didn't realise, so I found some trees over here. So I'm just going to run over there and just try and chop down. You can get 2 different types of wood. You've got, I think, firewood or branches that are like kindling. And you've got deadwood. Deadwood is what's needed to start a fire. So you're going to need to find trees that are like knocked over or things like that. You will need a woodcutter's axe. It's the only thing I didn't realise. You can find one of them in Riverwood, which I went and did now. And I'm back, and as you can see that I have a fire set up. You have to just click on fire. I clicked basic. There are more advanced versions where you have to keep the fire topped up and kindling. You can see here Darth Vader is starting a campfire. I mean, this game's amazing. I mean, the Darth Vader mod is still one of my favourite mods in Skyrim ever, simply down to how just stupid it is. You know, this game takes itself quite seriously sometimes, and you're sitting there talking to a dragon as Darth Vader with the breathing of, going on in the background. It's ridiculous. But you can see here I've got all the skills and I've got all of that. So if you click on the skills thing, it didn't quite work the first time. It can be a little bit glitchy. This is a mod. It's not fully fleshed out, in that sense. But as you see here, it works the second time. And you get all sorts of wood cutting skills, which get you more wood, a longer lasting campfire, better skills for sitting, health or XP, bonuses for sitting around the campfire. Just a load of different skills that you can get that add, again, if you're like me, as I said in this game, you're quite a high level. You kind of can kill everything relatively easy, so adding extra skills is always great, rather than just rehashing the same skills with Legendary over and over and over again. As you can see here, I've kind of got all of the skills, so it gets a bit boring after a while and a bit tedious just going over and over and over again. So I'm just going to be demonstrating here some of the other features of Frostfall. So to start that, you're going to get another spell added to your inventory. So you've got options for the campfire and you've got options for Frostfall. So there are 2 ways to start Frostfall. Either you use this spell, or you have to look up at the night sky between 7 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock at night. Something like that. When it's dark, basically, just look up at the night sky. I found it easier just to use this anyway. So it tells you this little bit of dialogue, lost in thought, you reflect about yourself over the last several days, and recall a book you once used, blah, 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 blah. It's going to give you like little hints. It tells you how to use the mod. I'm just kind of showcasing you more in depth, because I've seen people commenting saying that they want more in depth, because sometimes people say that I brush over it. And this mod, I think, is so fleshed out, it needs that sort of bit of extra time. So I've got this Survivor's Guide to Skyrim added. It's a book. You can read it if you want. It doesn't really add anything. I just thought I'd show you what it is anyway, because why not? It just sort of tells you some of the features that are in the game. So if anything that I haven't mentioned or is not quite clear about, it will be in this book. So install the mods and they will be in this book. I will leave links to the Nexus for any PC players, because obviously this is on the PC version. And if you're on the Xbox and just search for the mods, I'll put the exact names in the description. So Frostfall is added, and it says you've left the fire feeling uplifted. which just, I think that gives you like HP bonuses and slight XP boosts. But I'm just going to quickly show you some of the demonstrations here. We're going to head over to the Windhelm stables, and we're just going to jump straight in. And I'm going to just jump in ice cold water. I don't quite understand what happened here. This must have just been a bug, but Darth Vader decided to strip for some reason. No idea what that was about. It says the area is cold, your exposure will begin to increase. The message at the top of the screen will tell you what's happening. So I jumped in some water here, and you see that I'm freezing. I get this cold effect come over me. I slow down, my stamina takes ages to re-heal. It's that kind of thing. You get frostbite, which impairs your ability to fight. It's just a really cool and very realistic and quite rounded thing to add to the game. I said there are other types of resource gathering. I won't go fully in depth into this. I've gone more in depth than I would normally want to, but because this mod is quite fleshed out and does require a lot of kinks, I thought it was good to do a slightly longer video. So if you're watching all the way through, then thank you very much for bearing with me, just to sort of teach you guys in a way what's sort of going on here. You'll figure out most of it for yourself. I tried really hard to build a campfire. I didn't do too well. I think I actually died and passed out. You can pass out in this game, and what's really cool about this is that it adds a cutscene. Now there are no cutscenes in Skyrim. I think there's one proper cutscene in Skyrim that you can't play, and that's with the Dark Brotherhood. And I think it just takes the same models and rehashes it, but it's still cool to see a cutscene in Skyrim. As you see here, I'll be walking along and you get really slow at this point, and then Darth Vader just, nope, he just passes out, he eats shit, wakes up a few hours later, unable to go on, blah, 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 and then you'll see there, I wake up in a tavern. So this is just a sort of brief overview of what these two mods add. They complement each other really, really well. Now there's one more mod I have for you guys today that just adds another layer of immersion. It doesn't, you don't need the other two mods for it to be installed. It's a standalone made by a separate person, and that is the Open Cities mod. It does exactly what it says. I'm just going to demonstrate quickly here with Whiterun. If you're like me, you hate going, oh, it can be a bit buggy as well, actually, I just noticed there. It said that I had frostbite, but then it fixed itself. Must have realised it was in a hotter climate and that I'd already eaten shit and died. So I'm in Whiterun. I have got to go into Whiterun, and if you're like me, you hate having to go in and wait for these loading screens, which even though the Xbox One has improved on a lot from the 360, are still annoying and not immersive enough. But as you see here, open the gates. Ta-da! Brilliant. I love this mod. Really simple, really great, and it just makes the game so much more immersive. So that's pretty much it. This works with, I think, all of the major cities in Skyrim. So it'll work with Whiterun, it'll work with what we got, Markarth, it will work with Windhelm, and it'll work with Riften. All of the ones that require you to do a loading screen basically to get into the city, it just takes that out, and it's really great for just that level of immersion. So that's pretty much it. These three mods just add a layer to the game that wasn't there before. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it all the way through the video, then thank you very, very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any suggestions for mods that you want me to try, any sort of fun mods for next week, because I'm going to do a sort of, stupid mods that add a dumb layer to the game. But other than that, guys, consider subscribing if you did like the video to see more of this sort of stuff. I've been Jack. Have a good day. Peace.